our second bout of the evening. Please welcome our first competitor, a 6th degree black belt in Jiu-Jitsu, 3rd degree black belt in Judo. 5'11", 205, 33 years old, 4-time Brazilian, 12-time Rio Jiu-Jitsu champion, 3-time world, 2-time South American, and 2-time Pan American Judo champion from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Please welcome the Gorilla, Joe Moreira. And his opponent, a black belt in the art of trap fighting and a practitioner of freestyle fighting, a UFC veteran with a 3-3 record in the octagon, fighting out of San Jose, California, originally from the icy north of Fairbanks, Alaska, 26 years old, 6'8", 300 pounds. Please welcome the polar bear, Paul Varelans.
Moreira is called the Gorilla, but he clearly is the David here. Oh, look at their disciplines. The age differential, significant, 7 years. Could it be experience, or will it favor Varelans? Now look at the size. Wow. But it's Moreira who's tactically brilliant on the mat. And if Varelans ends up on the mat, he could be in trouble.
This really is a size difference. Moreira doesn't look overly muscular, but neither did Royce Gracie, and he's extremely dangerous.
Big John McCarthy will tell the fighters to get it on.
This should prove interesting. This will be an interesting fight.
Let's get it on!
Moreira's got to weather the early possible blows of Varelans. Varelans has the experience in the octagon. But once again, he's matched against a very smart fighter. Moreira buying his time.
Well, this is one of the signs of experience, is taking your time before you get down on the ground.
Right hand landed by Moreira, and they said he's a pretty good puncher also, Jeff.
Well, he went ahead and closed the distance, and Varelans tried to wrestle with him. And Moreira simply backed out, quit wrestling, and threw that quick strike, backed out.
It's a much more patient Paul Varelans, Don.
Absolutely, and you know, I see a big welt on his eye. He said one of the factors of his fight with Dan Severn was that Severn didn't hit him. Well, he's been hit tonight.
Combination kick punch by Moreira. Going down and then coming up, and again he tries to close the distance.
And now it's a battle of strength.
Varelans is going to try a heel trip here.
Big elbow by Varelans. That's his best blow.
Those punches glanced off the arms of Moreira. Certainly they may have be felt by Moreira, but they did not have any significant impact.
Varelans trying to land a right hand.
Moreira using his speed to get away.
That right hand of Varelans actually buckled Moreira just a little bit.
And Varelans again on the prey, but being selective. 10-minute time limit. Moreira in no rush. Content to play a little role of counterpuncher. Varelans with the uppercut.
Blocked by the right arm of Moreira. Varelans doing a nice job of trying to find that opening to go ahead and use his power and leverage. Moreira trying to keep close, not allowing any room, and here he's trying to get behind him. Same tactic as, a right hand by Moreira.
And again, Varelans continues his pursuit, slow and steady.
Don, would you change your tactic here? Might you stand still if you were Varelans and try to draw Moreira to you?
Well, I think if Varelans was to shoot, he could take him right down. And I think the ground is where Varelans ought to be. He's not winning the stand-up fight. His eye is swollen. He's been hit with the better punches.
Well, one must think after seeing Severn dispose of Varelans on the ground, is it a smart tactic to go down there with Moreira?
Well, he does have a little bit more size over Moreira than he did on Severn. I mean, Severn had another 40 pounds. But, you know, my advice to Varelans would be to take him down and use his weight and his size against him.
Almost 3 minutes in.
If this was a striking match, Varelans would be down.
Moreira tried to land the right, but Varelans got him on a counter.
Good punch by Varelans. And really all of the Vale Tudo style here hasn't even come to bear.
I think that's because of the size differential.
Right. You know,
You can't take him down.
there is something to be said about these Goliaths. You can't totally discount the size and the strength of these big men.
What about Moreira, Jeff? Can he take a shot and go for a quick shoot?
He'd have to get to the ankle and come up with that and avoid any kind of a downward strike. But of course, if he's down near Varelans' ankle, that elbow really can't come into play because you have no leverage to bring it there. Varelans wants him out in front of him about half arm's distance. And here he's trying to get in. Oh,
a big right hand by Moreira.
Varelans is coming back, though. I think Varelans is getting stronger as the fight goes. And you can see Moreira's breathing pretty heavy through the mouth.
I don't think Moreira is used to this kind of fight.
No, he may have had a lot of this Vale Tudo, but I doubt if they were
Many of them,
6'8", 300 pounds.
And many of them didn't include striking because Vale Tudo in its true form does not allow strikes.
Again, the battle remains on their feet. Almost halfway through this bout. Varelans, the Goliath. Moreira, the David.
Moreira has tried to close the distance.
And Varelans, he wants him.
Varelans wants him inside now. I really do believe here Varelans is gaining confidence.
It's a much more sophisticated attack from Varelans.
Not those early mistakes, leading with that leg planted so that it can be kicked. Improving his jabbing style so that he keeps the man from rushing into him. And when he does rush, he's prepared to throw a series of heavy blows to the upper body and head to try to fend him off.
If Varelans had any kicking ability whatsoever, he could be landing kicks and then coming in with punches. But the way he is right now, just walking forward, it's not good for striking or grappling.
Jeff, who is the onus on here to do something, or are we really talking about a very close call thus far?
We're talking a very close call and a very close fight. I think, as I said, Varelans seems to be coming back, but that right hand keeps landing for Moreira. And it'll be interesting to see how the judges interpret these different kinds of blows.
Well, I think I'm seeing a kind of a strategy coming out of Moreira. He locks up, breaks the lock, throws a punch, and gets back outside. And he's scoring cleanly with those. He has done it possibly 3 times in a row.
That's right, Don. A very good observation.
It's like a boxer who has to stick and move, cannot battle in the center of the ring. In this case, it's an octagon.
He gets inside, he locks up with Varelans, breaks it, and then lands a blow.
I don't believe Moreira's really fought somebody this big with this kind of balance. He's not able to get inside to knock him to the ground. And he clearly said he's most comfortable on the ground. So he has to be fighting Varelans style.
No overtime. It'll go to the judges if we complete the 10-minute period.
Don, there was your kick.
Well, there was a leg thrown in the direction of his opponent, but I don't know if I'd call it a clean kick.
And again, it continues to be a chess match. And remember, that octagon right now, over 100 degrees. It is very, very hot in here. Varelans trying to get the left hand, scores on a short uppercut. Moreira missed on that right hand.
I believe that's a strategy.
That's his tactic. He's been most effective there, and he's trying to create that situation again.
He's trying to lock up and then break on the hit. Or hit on the break.
He's throwing some heavy punch there, too, because it's taking him directly off balance after he follows through.
Now, in boxing and kickboxing, that is illegal to clinch and then hit on the break because the opponent is so vulnerable. But in the UFC, perfectly legitimate technique.
The judges will rule on effectiveness of strikes, effectiveness of ground attack, where there has really been none.
Nothing at all.
And overall aggressiveness. So we're really talking about 2 categories.
And you have to say Varelans, being always moving forward, is the aggressor, except for those quick bull rushes of Moreira.
Effectiveness of strikes right now would probably go to Moreira, however.
Well, Varelans needs to cut the ring off. What he's doing is following Moreira. That's not good.
Varelans landing, but Moreira ties him up quickly. Moreira on the clinch again, right hand.
What Varelans needs to do is cut the ring off of Moreira. Take a 45-degree angle step instead of following him around the ring.
Wouldn't you want to close the distance a lot quicker? The plodding step here really seems to allow Moreira to continue to move.
Under 2 minutes to go.
Well, I guess they don't call him Goliath for nothing, Jeff. He's not fast.
Jeff doesn't move anyone here to try to make a gamble, to try to attack with less than 2 minutes to go.
I don't see either. I think the
2 minutes left.
The strategy should be don't make a big mistake. It's very close to call here. I can't tell you who I think is going to win. Both have landed effective punches. And I am not a striker at heart, so it's hard for me to evaluate that.
Yeah, this is very close for me to call. If I was a judge, it'd probably be a pretty even match up until now. One man making the fight, Varelans, the other man scoring the clean hits.
Well, if you add aggressiveness to that, Don, because it seems that Varelans is always moving forward, would that be able to break that tie?
It's close. It's close. It's going to be in the hands of the judges. Neither fighter seems to want to commit.
1 minute left in the match.
Inside a minute.
And it seems now that Varelans is picking up the pace. With a minute left, he feels it's a sprint now, and that's something where he can bring his size to bear.
Again, a right hand landed by Moreira on the break. Not much damage. Varelans got a little bit of a mouse on the left side of his face.
That was from that very first punch.
Right, that little shot was for the first punch, and those are superficial shots. They are going to swell up and get red because there are no gloves on the fist.
A very well-schooled Varelans here. Not wanting to end up on the canvas. Trying to keep his opponent backing up throughout the fight. Utilizing his size.
Well, he needs to do some strikes if he's going to do this. If that's his strategy, he needs to throw some strikes.
There's an attempt to take down left hand by Moreira.
Final seconds of the bout.
And all of that fame and the hype about the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Vale Tudo here never got a chance to come to bear. This was purely almost a boxing exhibition.
It's a very good strategy by Varelans to finish strong, because that's what the judges remember. The last few seconds of the match do matter.
Unofficially, this bout is over.
It's the end of the match.
It is over.
The referee quick to break it up. John McCarthy, the crowd, wanting these two combatants to continue their fight. But the time has run out, and this decision will go to the judges.
It was a good combination by Varelans with about 15 seconds to go. Good that way on the judges as a last impression. Oftentimes it does. But this is a very, very tough one to call. Depends how you analyze it.
Well, one of the judges is a former world champion in boxing and kickboxing. She's a women's world champion in both, so she's a striker. She's going to be looking at the striking.
Ladies and gentlemen,
so Stephen Quadros,
Raciela
Casillas Bonds, and Robert Young will hold up their decisions. And it will be one way or the other, no draw. Hence, you have to have a winner. Let's go to Rich Goins.
judge number 1, Stephen Quadros, scores the fight for Paul Varelans. Judge Raciela Casillas Bonds scores the fight for Paul Varelans. Judge Robert Young scores the fight for the winner by
And it's a unanimous decision.
So Paul Varelans wins the unanimous decision, and no doubt an upset here. We thought it could have been Moreira running the table in this tournament, and